Hey, let's take a look at GrooveMail as just an overview. What is it? What do we use it for? And what all is involved in the app itself. So I'm in the dashboard right now for Groove, and I'm going to go into GrooveMail. And from here, I just want to show you sort of the overview of what GrooveMail is and what it isn't. So first of all, it's important to understand that GrooveMail is not a standard inbox, like for example, yourname@yourdomain.com, where you send and receive emails from. That continues to be handled by GoDaddy or Exchange 365 or Namecheap or other things where you have your own email inbox. What GrooveMail is a replacement for things like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, automated services that you can send bulk email with. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just look quickly at how this works for us within Groove. So the first thing that we can see in GrooveMail is at the top of our list here, we have contacts. And so first of all, Groove is going to be a selection. It's going to be a compilation of contacts. This could be people who purchased your products, people who downloaded your lead magnet, people who attended your webinars, but you're gathering and creating your list. And so we have their name and their email address, and we have phone company, all of those good things. The rest of that, the phone and the company and the address and those kinds of things tend to come from purchases as opposed to just a form. So the first thing is we have a list of contacts. The second thing we have is lists. So I first said we had a list. We have a full container, if you will, of contacts, and we can separate them into different lists. So you can see here your best social media campaigns, Groove Confidence. This is a new product that we're doing in the training course. Maximize Your Business, a webinar that I did. So you can have a different list for different things that people are subscribing to. And that way, when you send to them, they're going to see, if they decide they don't want it, they click unsubscribe. They can unsubscribe just from, for example, the Maximize Your Business in 2022. Someone might not want to receive that email, so they can unsubscribe from that. But within each list, we have a list of contacts. And what's important is contacts can be in multiple lists. So there can be a person who has purchased our product, person who has watched one of your webinars, and so forth, and they can all be on separate lists. Lists also can be delineated, contacts can be delineated by tags and categories. And so within the lists, we can separate them out and say, not only did they watch a webinar, they watched this specific webinar. So we can tag them with information. So we have lists, tags, categories are just a collection of tags, and then we can create segments. And a segment is when we say people who received this email but didn't click this click, or things like that, where we can start to do if then, or and or kind of selection and gather a group of people. They're on this list and they're on this list, or they're on this one or this one. So you can just group people without having to move them from list to list. So that's what segments are. The fourth thing we have in GrooveMail then is broadcasts. And broadcast is when you put together an email that you want to send to a bunch of people. So here's an email at the third one on my list, live Q&A today. So this email went to 94 people, 44 people opened it, and 6 people clicked it. And you can click on these and see who opened it and who clicked it. But this was an email, just an announcement sent out to 94 people. Just a reminder, Q&A happens today at such and such a time, and this is how you participate in it. So this is your broadcast email section where you create your broadcast and you send it to a particular list or to a particular segment or to people who have a particular tag or multiple tags. Next, we have sequences, and sequences would be a series of emails that you're going to send to people once they are triggered. So if they're added to a particular list, like for example, when they purchase a particular product, you might send them 4 or 5 emails just letting them know more about the product, upgrades they can buy, and things like that. So sequences follow one another, and we're going to talk about those in another video. The next one is automations. And automations is where we have the opportunity to take lots of different variables and change information about contacts. And that would be, for example, if they purchase a product, we can go into automations and add them to this list and put this tag on them and put them in a sequence. All of that can be automated. So what it does is it makes our product sales automated so that when we sell something, several things can happen on the back end. That happens here in automations. Then we have forms. Forms is how we collect information. So when we're in GrooveMail, we're gonna be able to set up a form that's gonna let us collect off of Groove pages. And you can see in the diagram that I've included below here that we have the Groove page, and then the form is created in GrooveMail, and from GrooveMail it's sent, that's projected, if you will, onto the screen. Someone enters their information, it goes back into GrooveMail, and then the process, automation, or adding to a list can happen from the form. Finally, we have senders, and senders are just different identities that you can send from within your account. So you could send it from, updates at yourdomain.com, your name, Kevin at yourbestgroove.com. And you can set up multiple senders so that when you're sending an autoresponder or when you're sending out a broadcast or whatever you're doing, you can send from different senders. And so GrooveMail is generally the way that we communicate with our customers. And we can send individual emails via an autoresponder. We can send group emails. We can collect data. We can create automations. All of that happens within GrooveMail.